Here's a great way to get the life you want. Whenever you start to feel just a little bad in any way, at any time, say to yourself until you feel in your heart, I release what no longer serves me. I release what no longer serves me. I release what no longer serves me. Then think of everything you want to be and all of the abundance that you want to have in your life in every way. Abundance in health, wealth, relationships, experiences, freedom, and so on. And say to yourself until you feel it in your heart, I was chosen for this shift. I now receive it fully. I was chosen for this shift. I now receive it fully. I was chosen for this shift. I now receive it fully. And then when you start to see, when you develop this pattern every single time, something's just bothering you just a little bit, whatever it is, and you develop this pattern and you begin to see what you want start to manifest in your life more, then accept it with appreciation and just keep it up. Just continue this and know that it's working. There's your proof. When you see stuff coming into your life that you want, when you see opportunities start happening for you and people are starting to come to you more and all that good stuff, know that it's working and have appreciation for it. Hey, Peace Machine, what's up? The next book I'm reading is called Being in Balance by Wayne Dyer.
A directory online. So that's where I
Being in Balance.
I couldn't get on that website.
9 principles for creating habits
It wasn't working.
to match your desires. Okay. Here's reading number 1. All right. Here we go. Being in balance. 1. Being in balance. 9 principles for creating habits to match your desires by Dr. Wayne W. Dyer, the #1 New York Times best-selling author. (2006).
No, I thought more. So.
Published in 2006. Being in balance. In this inspirational work, best-selling author and lecturer Wayne W. Dyer shows you how to restore balance in your life by offering 9 principles for realigning your thoughts so that they correspond to your highest desires. Imagine a balance scale with one end weighted down to the ground and the other end featuring the objects of your desires sticking up precariously in the air. This scale is a measurement of your thoughts. To restore the same balance that characterizes everything in our universe, you have to take up the weighty thoughts so that they match up to your desires. The seasons reflect the overall harmony of life. For example, winter passes and the blossoms emerge. This is balanced by a need to have the trees rest, so autumn arrives on time and helps the trees ready themselves for another period of response. I'm moving the sticker, the library sticker. I'm gonna have to move it so I can read what's on here, okay? Hopefully it all comes off in one piece. Why did they do this? We want to read these words, people at the library. Okay, look, I got it all in one piece. Let's see, where can I put it where it's not over words? How about over this barcode for the book that they're not buying because it's at the library? I got this from the San Diego Public Library. It's the best library in the it's the best library in the world. Okay, put it over this sticker. No one's gonna buy the book. It's at the library. You don't need this barcode for the book. Put the barcode for the library on top of the barcode for the book, not on top of the words on the book. Okay. So autumn arrives on time. Okay, this is balanced by a need to have the trees rest. So autumn arrives on time and helps the trees ready themselves for another period of response. This book is dedicated to the idea that we're a vital component of this creative process and have within ourselves the wherewithal to create all that we want if we recognize and revise out of balance thoughts. Being in Balance was published in 2005, and the first thing they say here is a bunch of other books by Wayne Dyer as of 2005. So I'm going to read these real quick. Everyday Wisdom, Getting in the Gap, book with CD. Incredible You, children's book. Inspiration, Manifest Your Destiny. No More Holiday Blues, The Power of Intention. Good one, excellent one. A Promise is a Promise. Pulling Your Own Strings. That was the first Wayne Dyer book I ever read. Pulling Your Own Strings. My mom had it. My mom still has it. And I when I was reading Pulling Your Own Strings, I crossed out he and wrote in one or something like that, in case my mom reads it so she knows it applies to her too. I don't think she's ever going to read it, but whatever. She's like, why did you mess up my book? I didn't. I made it better, Mom. Okay. So now that I said it, if that ever happens, and whenever that happens in here, when it says he and it applies to everybody, even though all people were originally called man, and then they added the womb for womb man. Today, as I'm reading this in 2025, women are women and men are men. And if it applies to everybody, I'm going to say they, even if it's singular, get over it. I'm going to say one, or whatever seems to work the best when I'm reading it. I'm going to replace man or he with, or they, or people, or whatever I feel like works the best when I'm reading it, and that's the only time I'm going to say this for the reading of this whole book. It's the only time I'm going to do that big explanation. I might be like, it says he, I change it to they, or whatever. But I'm not going to do that big explanation again. Okay. Sorry about that little tangent. Okay, here's some more books that Wayne Dyer wrote as of 2005 when this one came out. And they're all great. Wayne Dyer's my original mentor. He's amazing. He's life transforming. I highly recommend anything you can find by Wayne Dyer. If you want to find a video online or whatever, you know, find a bunch of videos. He does lots of great stuff. He's gone now, he passed away, but he did lots of great stuff. In his book, in his books, and in his shows, he has a movie now called. He made a movie called The Shift. He's done lots of great stuff, lots and lots of great stuff. He's great. All right. I cannot recommend him enough. Pulling your own strings, real magic, the sky's the limit, staying on the path, 10 secrets for success and inner peace. There is a spiritual solution to every problem. What do you really want for your children? Wisdom of the ages. You'll see it when you believe it. Your erroneous zones. Your sacred self. All of the above are available at your local bookstore, or maybe order by visiting Hay House, www.hayhouse.com. Hay House Australia, okay, Hay House UK, Hay House South Africa, okay. Being in Balance, 9 principles for creating habits to match your desires, by Wayne W. Dyer. For Elizabeth Crow, 10,000 thank yous for your magical, loving presence. It's evident on every page of this book. For my brother David, we balance each other through all the lean years. I love you. David, is he still alive? I remember Wayne talking about how he saved David's life from drowning one time. Contents. Put this thing right about here. I know you love me, Fly, but please get off of my forehead. Thank you. I don't want you there. Okay. Come on. You can do this. I got it before. Okay. And this thing. Right there. And this stuff. Oh. Okay, there it is. Introduction, Chapter 1. An infinity of forests lies dormant within the dreams of one acorn. Chapter 2. There's more to life than making it go faster. Chapter 3. You can't kiss your own ear. Page 39. Chapter 4. Your addictions tell you, quote, you'll never get enough of what you don't want. Chapter 5. You're not what you eat, you're what you believe about what you eat. Page 81. Chapter 6. You can't discover light by analyzing the darkness. You have to add more light. You cannot... Okay. Chapter 7. Fighting any adverse condition only increases its power over you. Fighting any adverse condition only increases its power over you. One of the most reposted Peter Sage quote is, complaining about your current circumstances is the glue that keeps you tied to them. Okay, Chapter 8. Love is what's left over when falling in love fades away. Page 143. Chapter 9. Earth's crammed with heaven. And about the author on page 181. I think he did that on purpose, saying about putting about the author on page 181, because I got this from him from Wayne Dyer. 81. He talks about how his 81. His favorite thing is the Tao Te Ching. He talks about how there's 81 verses in there. He thinks they did that on purpose, because 8 is a symbol for infinity. 1 means you or me or each one of us. So we are one. Infinity. We are one. Talks about how the number 18 pops up all the time. There's 18 holes in a golf course and so on. So, okay, so there's a picture of a butterfly here, a big picture of a beautiful butterfly, and it says, there's a quote by Ralph Waldo Emerson: "Want is a growing giant whom the coat of have was never large enough to cover," and the H in have is capitalized. Let me try that again. Want is a growing giant whom the coat of have was never large enough to cover. It doesn't seem like they put a typo. You have a typo in this quote. The whole page is only this quote. Let me try it one more time. Want is a growing giant whom the coat of have was never large enough to cover. Growing giant, the coat was never large enough to cover. Growing giant, the coat was never large enough to cover. Want is a growing giant where the coat is never large enough to cover. Okay. Introduction. The concept of balance defines our universe, the cosmos, our planet, the seasons, water, wind, fire, and earth are all in perfect balance. We humans are the only exception. This book is my attempt to help you restore this natural equilibrium in all aspects of your life. Getting in balance is not so much about adopting new strategies to change your behaviors as it's about realigning yourself and all of your thoughts so as to create a balance between what you desire and how you conduct your life on a daily basis. Dr. Wayne W. Dyer. When my editor completed her final reading of this book, she scribbled these words to me on a cover sheet. Quote, "Wayne," italicized, "being in balance is great!" Exclamation mark. No one can read this and not come away revitalized. I feel as if I'm back in balance myself, end quote. I trust that you will feel the same sense of joyful awakening to the perfect balance of our universe, with a capital U, capitalized universe, as you read and adopt these 9 principles. It's precisely what I had in mind as I allowed these ideas to flow through me and materialize within these pages. I love this book. I love the way it feels in my hands, and I love the message it has for you. May you use these principles every day to restore yourself to that perfectly balanced place from which you originated. In love and glorious light, Wayne W. Dyer, Maui, Hawaii. Yeah, the cover is soft. It feels soft. I love how I did that too. And it's soft. It's small. It's like you can hold it easily. By the way, I went ahead and contracted "it is" to "it's" a couple of times because I think it flows better that way, and that's the only time I'm going to say that for the reading of this book. I'm just going to go ahead and do that sometimes. Chapter 1. An infinity of forests lies dormant within the dreams of one acorn. Balancing your dreams with your habits. The greatest achievement was at first and for a time a dream. The oak sleeps in the acorn, the bird sleeps in the egg, and in the highest vision of the soul, a waking angel stirs. Dreams are the seedlings of reality. That whole thing is a quote by James Allen. Here's a quote by Ernest Holmes. True imagination is not fanciful daydreaming. It is fire from heaven. One of the huge imbalances in life is the disparity between your daily existence with its routines and habits and the dream you have deep within yourself of some extraordinarily satisfying way of living. In the quote that opens this chapter, James Allen poetically explains that the dream is the magical realm out of which newly created life emerges. Buried within you is an unlimited capacity for creation. What Allen calls, italicized, a working, okay, it says, italicized, a waking angel. What Allen calls a waking angel, that's anxious to plant seedlings to fulfill your dreams and your destiny. What Allen calls a waking angel is italicized, those three words, a waking angel. Then it says, that's anxious to plant seedlings to fulfill your dreams and your destiny. I simply couldn't resist adding the Ernest Holmes quote describing this dynamic imagination as, quote, fire from heaven. They're both appropriate invitations and reminders that you want to tend to that burning fire, the dream within you, if living a balanced life is important. I changed the word want to need. I changed the word need to want because I feel like the word need is kind of like saying should, and nobody likes to be told what to do. So when I see the word need or should, I usually change it to want. And I'm not going to say that again for the reading of this whole book. I'm just going to go ahead and do it. How this imbalance shows up in your life in blue font that's capitalized with the first letter of each word except in capitalized. If I say it's capitalized, it's going to be the first letter of the word, because if the whole word is capitalized, I'm going to say every letter in the word is capitalized, or the whole word is, or it's all in all capital letters, something like that. Okay, so if I just say capitalized, it's the first letter. Capitalized in blue font. How this imbalance shows up in your life. This absence of balance between dreams and habits may be very subtle. It doesn't necessarily reveal itself in the obvious symptoms of heartburn, depression, illness, or anxiety. It's more often something that feels like an unwelcome companion by your side, which continually whispers to you that you're ignoring something. There's some often unidentifiable task or experience that you sense is part of your beingness. It may seem intangible, but you can feel the longing to be what you're intended to be. You sense that there's a higher agenda. Your italicized way of life and your italicized reason for life are out of balance. Until you pay attention, this subtle visitor will continue to prod you to regain your equilibrium. Think of a balance scale with one side weighted down and the other side up, like a teeter-totter, with an obese child on one end and a skinny kid on the other. In this case, the heavy end that tips the scale out of balance is the overweight kid, representing your everyday behaviors, the work you do, the place where you reside, the people with whom you interact, your geographic location, the books you read, the movies you see, and the conversations that fill up your life. It's not that any of these things are bad in and of themselves. The imbalance exists because they're unhealthy for, italicize, your particular life. They simply don't mesh with what you've imagined yourself to be. When it's unhealthy, it's wrong, and on some level, you feel that. When you live your life, italicize, going through the motions, it may seem to be convenient, but the weight of your dissatisfaction creates a huge imbalance in the only life you have now. You're perplexed by the ever-present gnawing feeling of dissatisfaction that you can't seem to shake, that pit of the stomach sensation of emptiness. It shows up when you're sound asleep and your dreams are filled with reminders of what you'd love to be. But you wake and return to pursuing your safe routine. Your dreams are also demanding your attention in waking life when you're petulant and argumentative with others. Because in actuality, you're so frustrated with yourself that you try to relieve the pressure by venting anger outward. Imbalance masquerades as a sense of frustration with your current lifestyle. If you allow yourself to think about this, quote, fire from heaven, you proceed to rationalize your status quo with explanations and mental meanderings that you know in your heart are excuses because you don't think you have the tools to get in balance. You may get to a point where you become increasingly hard on yourself and begin seeking medication and other treatment for feelings of inadequacy and for what's called depression. You'll surely witness yourself feeling more and more angry and moody with more frequent occurrences of minor afflictions such as colds, headaches, and insomnia. As time goes on in this state of imbalance, there's less enthusiasm for what has become the drudgery of life. Work is now even more routine, with even less purpose and drive. These blahs begin appearing in your behavior toward your family and those you love. You're easily agitated, picking on others for no apparent reason. If you're able to be honest with yourself, you recognize that your irritability stems from being out of balance with the bigger dream you've always had, but which is now apparently slipping away. Thanks for the little music break there, guy, giving me a chance to have a sip of water that I put in my kombucha bottle because it says health aid on it. This is my health water for good health. Stems from being out of balance with bigger dreams. Bigger dream you've always had, but which is now apparently slipping away. When these subtle symptoms surface, it's crucial to explore the kind of energy you're giving to the scale to create balance, or in this case, imbalance. The heavy angst is weighing down your reason for being, but you are the only one who can rebalance the scale of your life. Here are some tools to help you return to a balanced life, beginning with recognizing the ways in which you may be sabotaging yourself. Capitalized blue font centered. Mental energy that makes the manifestation of your dreams impossible. Your desire to be and live from greatness is an aspect of your spiritual energy. In order to create balance in this area of your life, you have to use the energy of your thoughts to harmonize with what you desire. On this page, I'm telling you here, on this page you change the background to purple and the print to white. On the other pages, well, there's butterflies in the background of the white pages. Normally butterflies, lots of butterflies are flying around, lots of nice artwork within the pages here of butterflies and nice colors and stuff, yellows and blues. And on this page the background's purple and the print is white. Usually the print is black with the background white. On this page the background is purple and the print is white. In order to create balance in this area of your life, you have to use the energy of your thoughts to harmonize with what you desire. Your mental energy attracts what you think about. Thoughts that pay homage to frustration will attract frustration. When you say or think anything resembling italicized, "There's nothing I can do. My life has spun out of control and I'm trapped," that's what you'll attract. That is resistance to your highest desires! Exclamation mark. Every thought of frustration is like purchasing a ticket for more frustration. Every thought that agrees that you're stuck is asking the capitalized universe to send you even italicized more of that glue to italicized keep you stuck. The single most important tool to being in balance is knowing that, italicized, you and you alone are responsible for the imbalance between what you dream your life is meant to be and the daily habits that drain life from that dream. You can create a new alignment with your mental energy and instruct the universe to send opportunities to correct this imbalance. When you do so, you discover that while the world of reality has its limits, the world of your imagination is without boundaries. Out of this boundless imagination comes the seedling of a reality that's been crying out to be restored to a balanced environment. Italicized, purple font, capitalized. Restoring the balance. Restoring the balance. The objective of this principle is to create a balance between dreams and habits. The least complicated way to begin is to recognize the signs of habitual ways of being, and then learn to shift your thinking to being in balance with your dreams. So what are your dreams? What is it that lives within you that's never gone away? What inner night light continues to glow, even if it's only a glimmer, in your thoughts and dreams? What is it? However absurd it may seem to others. If you want to restore the balance between your dreams and your habits, then what you want to do is to make a shift in the energy that you're contributing to your dreams. If you're out of balance, it's primarily because you've energetically allowed your habits to define your life. Those habits and the consequences thereof are the result of the energy you've given them. In the early stages of the rebalancing process, concentrate on this awareness, italicized. You get what you think about, whether you want it or not. Commit to thinking about what you want rather than how impossible or difficult that dream may seem. Give your personal dreams a place to hang out on the balance scale so that you can see them in your imagination and they can soak up the energy they deserve. Thoughts are mental energy. They're the currency that you have to attract what you desire. Thoughts are the currency you have to attract what you desire. You must learn to stop spending that currency on thoughts you don't want. Even though you may feel compelled to continue your habitual behavior. Your body might continue for a while to stay where it's trained. Your body might continue for a while to stay where it's been trained to be. But meanwhile, thoughts are being aligned with your dreams. The esteemed 19th century writer Louisa May Alcott phrases this idea in an encouraging and inspiring manner. Inserted quote here by Louisa May Alcott. Far in a purple font with a butterfly flying beside it, a picture of a butterfly flying. Far away in the sunshine are my highest inspirations. I may not reach them, but I can look up and see the beauty, believe in them, and try to follow where they lead. End quote. Choosing to restore a semblance of balance between your dreams and your habits seems possible with Miss Alcott's phrases in mind. Quote, look up and see, and quote, believe in them. The words bring to life an energetic alignment rather than putting your thoughts on what is or what you've habitually thought for a lifetime. You shift to looking up and seeing and firmly believing in what you see. When you begin to think in this manner, the universe conspires to work with you and sends you precisely what you're thinking and believing. It doesn't always happen instantaneously, but once the realignment is initiated in your thoughts, you've begun being in balance. Once the realignment is initiated in your thoughts, you've begun being in balance. Purple font capitalized. The habit of thinking in alignment with your dreams. Hey, would you mind turning your music down a little bit? It's just kind of distracting me with my reading. Hey, guy over there sitting at the picnic table, listening to music, not paying attention to me. Hello? I know you can hear me. Okay then. I hope you have a great day. Definitely to come out here earlier next time. Okay. I love you. I hope you have a great day, even though you're obviously ignoring me on purpose. I still love you, and I hope you have a great day, okay? Thank you. Oscar Wilde once observed that, quote, we are all in the gutter. but some of us are looking at stars. We're looking at the stars. Oscar Wilde once observed that, quote, "We are all in the gutter, but some of us are looking at the stars," end quote. This is a perfect example of what it means to align your vision and thoughts so that they're balanced with what you sense you're here to be. A thought such as, italicized, "It's my intention to create a place to help underprivileged children," is in reality a message to the universe. Every time I say universe, it's capitalized with a capital U. If you feel strongly that you came here for a particular purpose, then you want to cultivate energy to match this dream. It doesn't matter what the circumstances of your life are. Your current financial status is unimportant when it comes to your pursuit of this purpose. The presence of a gaggle of naysayers shouldn't sway you. You don't want the presence of a gaggle of naysayers to sway you or make you doubt your attraction to your calling. What you're doing as you get your life balanced with your dream is beginning to co-create your life. Co-creation is cooperatively using the energy from the invisible field of capitalized spirit. It's perfectly balancing your in the world calling with the pure energy of creation. You emulate this creation field by being as much like it as possible. This involves your willingness to contemplate yourself as a being of balance, attracting the conditions you desire to produce. That guy's music is really distracting me, so I'm not really able to focus on this. I'll focus on it more when I watch it later. It'd be very nice if he just turned the music off, please. Can't you tell I'm situated here pretty well? I got my camera and everything set up. I can't move. It's very easy for you to move. I'm being tested. It's really testing me. What am I supposed to learn from this? Hold on a second. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go talk to this guy. Sir, hi. I'm doing a reading over here and your music is distracting me. Can you please go somewhere else? Thank you very much. All right. Thank you. Thank you, drive through. I feel much better now. Now I can be authentically me and not like, what a beautiful morning.
I liked it because it was, I think it was right there, but it was shifted.
I have no idea where I was in this book. You feel strongly that you came here to have a purpose. You want to cultivate energy to match a stream. It doesn't matter what the circumstances of your life are. Your current financial status is unimportant when it comes to your pursuit of this purpose. Gaggle, co-creation, feel the spirit, balancing your inner world calling. Emulate this creation field by being as much like false willingness. You emulate this creation field by being as much like it as possible. See, now I can focus on what the words are instead of that guy's music. You emulate this creation field by being as much like it as possible. This involves your willingness to contemplate yourself as a being of balance, attracting the conditions you desire to produce. Co-creation is cooperatively using the energy from the invisible field of capitalized spirit. It's perfectly balancing your in-the-world calling with the pure energy of creation. You emulate this creation field by being as much like it as possible. This involves your willingness to contemplate yourself as a being of balance, attracting the conditions you desire to produce. Italicized. And the background of this page is green now, so this must be important. And it says at the top of this page, an infinity of forests lies dormant. So your willingness to contemplate yourself as a being of balance, attracting the conditions you desire to produce. Italicized. It is in the contemplation of this power that you actually acquire this power. Reread that statement until it sticks with you like super glue. It's in the contemplation of this power that you actually acquire this power. The power. Willingness to contemplate yourself of being, your willingness to contemplate yourself as a being of balance, attracting the conditions you desire. You're a being of balance, attracting the conditions you desire to produce. It's in the contemplation of this power that you actually acquire this power. Reread that statement until it sticks with you like super glue. You cannot manifest a place for helping underprivileged children by contemplating the italicized impossibility of that happening. Even if you're in the gutter, you have the option of looking at the stars. This means thinking star thoughts and rejecting the weight of those that attract the gutter. Your balance point is a certainty that you affirm with thoughts along the lines of italicized, I know it, I desire it, it's on its way, nothing can stop it, and there's nothing for me to be upset about. I know it, I desire it, it's on its way, nothing can stop it, and there's nothing for me to be upset about. And now there's another one playing music over there. He's doing exercising and stuff with his music. Oh, he's a little farther away. This alignment will completely turn your world around. The universe is based on a law of attraction. You'll begin seeing the universe conspiring with you to attract the right people, the right finances, and the seemingly synchronistic events to turn your dreams into reality, here and now. When you're balanced with thoughts of deserving this cooperation from the world of spirit, capitalized spirit, you actively engage in bringing it about. This page has a green background with white wording. When you're actively involved in participating in this balance with your thoughts of deserving this cooperation from the world of spirit, capitalized spirit, you actively engage in bringing it about. You're enjoying the lightness of being in balance with the creative energy of life. Okay, so right now I'm thinking I'm actively in balance. I deserve what I deserve right now. Don't say it loud, don't scream it loud, okay? What I deserve right now is no distractions. People not playing their music distracting me. What I deserve right now is no distractions, so I can focus on these words, these important words. I deserve no distractions, no distractions. Don't play your music, let me focus on these words. I deserve no distractions right now. I deserve no distractions right now. I'm doing something good here. Hey, they went away. Look at that, it worked. You're enjoying the lightness of being in balance with the creative energy of life. It's no longer possible to sit around complaining or feeling frustrated. You are energized! Exclamation mark. Why? Because you're balanced with the capitalized source of all creation. Back up. Think about what you're thinking about. Refocus your thoughts on what you want. Whenever you start to feel agitated, back up your thoughts. Focus on what you want. What do you want? You are energized. Why? Because you're balanced with the capitalized source of all creation. And just like it, you access creativity by attracting all that you need with your thoughts. It just doesn't work if you're in a state of imbalance, complaining, living in fear, or expecting the worst. The same logic of realignment for balancing your dream energy with your daily habits applies to anything you're capable of imagining. Writing and producing your own music album, training horses, adopting a child from an impoverished land, owning your own home in the country, landing the job that's always eluded you, making the kind of money that will free you from debt, running a marathon, you name it. And if you can dream it, you can achieve it. Only if you align your inner creative energy, your thoughts, so that they match up perfectly with your desires. Thoughts that reinforce current habits that are incongruous with your desire must be replaced with aligned energy. No one has said it better than Jesus of Nazareth. Quote, "Believe that you shall receive, and you shall receive," end quote. What's the point of living a life disputing such imbalanced wisdom? A couple more pictures of butterflies here. Chapter 2. There's more to life than making it go faster. Balancing your desire to enjoy life with your need to achieve is where I'll begin the next reading on page 19. Usually I have my recorded reading go for an hour, and it's only been 42 minutes and 8 seconds. But it's getting too busy now. I gotta start this earlier. I get to start this earlier next time. I don't know if I can hold my flashlight and put my book on this thing at the same time, but we'll see. Baby, we evolving. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Evolve. Here's a great way to get the life you want. Whenever you start to feel just a little bad in any way, at any time, say to yourself until you feel in your heart, "I release what no longer serves me." I release what no longer serves me. I release what no longer serves me. Then think of everything you want to be and all of the abundance that you want to have in your life in every way. Abundance in health, wealth, relationships, experiences, freedom, and so on. And say to yourself until you feel it in your heart, I was chosen for this shift. I now receive it fully. What's up, Harry Watanabe? Thanks for watching. What's up, Andrew Lesson? Thanks for watching. Fully. I was chosen for this shift. I was chosen for this shift. I now receive it fully. I was chosen for this shift. I now receive it fully. When you start to see, when you develop this pattern every single time, something's bothering you just a little bit, whatever it is, and you develop this pattern, and you begin to see what you want start to manifest in your life more, then accept it with appreciation and just keep it up. Just continue this and know that it's working. There's your proof. When you see stuff coming into your life that you want, when you see opportunities start happening for you, and people are starting to come to you more, and all that good stuff, know that it's working and have appreciation for it. Being in balance. 1. Being in balance.
Where is it? Where is it? Can you see it?
9 principles.
You can't even see it. Whatever.
To match
Peace.
your desires. By Dr. Wayne W. Dyer. The number 1.